up and calls you a sinner, you don't have to get off the path. You don't have to listen to them. You don't have to listen to the situations. All you got to listen to is what God has for you. And when you're in doubt, He said, pray, seek me with all your heart, and you will find me. Are we seeking Him with all our heart, or are we getting so down that we don't even feel like getting Him? We're letting the enemy get the web. The web is sucking us dry, man. The spider has got his web hooks into us, and he's sucking us dry of life. That we don't even have no life to even seek God in prayer. We don't even want to. We don't even feel like it. We don't even feel like getting to our Word for our answers. We said Sunday, the Word is a light onto our path. It will guide us. It will not mislead us. It will never take us in the wrong path. But you got to use it by faith. You got to have faith behind it now. That's how the powers of God work. When you speak the Word, resist the devil and he'll flee. You got to speak it with faith. If you just say resist the devil and flee, don't expect him to go nowhere. You're going to have to speak it with faith. You're going to speak it with boldness. You're going to have to use the shield of faith with boldness. I use my shield of faith with boldness. And he's got to go. He's got to get out of there. But if you put up going, here's my shield of faith, don't expect that fiery dart to land. And when it lands, it's going to eat you alive. It's going to take your mind further than you want to go. Why me? Why am I going through this? Why am I overcoming this? Scriptures we've read before, Mark 8:31 through 34. Now this is right after, as we read before, Jesus asked them, who do they say I am? And Peter said, thou art the Christ. He knew it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And Jesus said, Spirit showed you this, not flesh and blood. You got it right, Peter. You know I'm the Christ. But then Jesus answers and says clearly this. Verse 31. And He began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected of the elders and the chief priests and the scribes and be killed, and after 3 days rise again. And He spake that saying openly. And Peter took Him and began to rebuke him. But when he had turned about and looked upon his disciples, he rebuked Peter, saying, get thee behind me, Satan. Thou savorest not the things that be of God, but the things that be of man. And when he had called the people unto him with his disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. When we get confused about our path, even whenever it's going to take us down a course that we don't think is humanly possible. Well, Lord, you can't die. You can't suffer. That ain't right. Well, we're savoring the things that be a man. And God is going to rebuke you. Saying, no, you savor what man wants. You savor what you want. You savor the things that you want. And if you want to my plan, you're going to have to savor what I want. How do you do it? He answered it right there. You got to learn to deny self, take up your own cross, and follow Him. Now, every one of us got a different cross. But the key is you got to deny yourself. You got to deny your thoughts. You got to deny what you think or how God's going to do it. You got to put it out of your mind. You got to let it go. You got to let these situations go. We see it eating people away right now that cannot deny their thoughts because they're letting them in and letting the enemy destroy them. We see it every day. People being destroyed because they can't deny their self. And the way that they think, well, God, why? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why ain't this happening this way? I'm praying for this new Cadillac. Why ain't I getting it? Well, God probably don't want you to have a Cadillac. Maybe He wants you to have a Suburban. I don't know. But whatever it is, God, whatever it is, let it be. Whatever it is. And then let me take my cross and I'll follow you. If it's sell all of my goods, that's what I have to do. That's what He told the rich young ruler. Sell all your goods. But he denied Him. Denied it. Life eternal. Denied life. And he died probably a miserable man with all of his riches because he was so concerned about his riches. Died a miserable man. And what are we so concerned about? What are we letting interfere with our plan that God has for our life? What are we letting break it down? Why are we getting caught in the web? Why are we letting the enemy tell us all these things about our enemies and about the things happening in our life. Because we're savors of the things that be of man and not of God. We expect it to come another way. We don't expect things to happen. I'll tell you, one of the biggest hurts that I've ever had in my life, but thank God, God helped me grow out of it, is when you pour your heart out to a church member and they spit in your face. They go behind your back or come up and hug you, and you know they're talking about you, and then they stabbing a knife in deeper and deeper. They're doing all those things. And that's what the enemy's trying to do. He's trying to suck a life out of every one of us. He's trying to destroy us. And he's trying to take it all away from us. When are we going to figure it out? That we don't need to figure it out. All we got to do is walk whatever steps he has for us. That's all we got to do. Just let it be what it will be. What worrying about it is it doing? What being concerned about it, what's it doing in your life? How is it helping you? How is it bringing you? What's it doing for you? Is it giving you life or is it just destroying you? How does the Spirit even work? Well, he even tells us that. He even told Nicodemus that, as I'll close in this. John 3:8-11. We can recognize how the Spirit works because Nicodemus said, how can I be born again? How can I be put back in the womb and born again? Jesus, this ain't possible. But spiritually it is. Spiritually it's possible to be reborn, and we know that. We understand that. But you know, thank God Nicodemus finally got it, because he got it whenever Jesus said, I seen you under the tree, Nicodemus. Nicodemus went, you're the man. How'd you know that? Oh my God, how'd you know I was under the tree? How'd you figure that out? He knew he was the man. It's this simple. It's this simple to figure out the Spirit. It's this simple. And we make it so complicated. So complicated. John 3:8 says this. The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but cannot tell hence it cometh, or whither it goeth. So is every one that is born of the Spirit. Nicodemus answered and said unto him, how can these things be? Jesus answered and said unto him, art thou a master of Israel, and knowest not these things? Verily, verily, I say unto thee, we speak that we do know, and testify that we have seen. Ye receive not our witness. Here's how the Spirit works. You feel the wind, you hear the wind. You do, don't you? You know it. You know when you feel it, and man, don't it feel so good on a warm day? Man, it's chilly on a cold one, though. It is. It's chilly. But just as that wind moves back and forth, and you can't see it one bit, that's how the Spirit works. You'll never be able to lay eyes on it, but it's constantly moving back and forth. It's constantly working. And he went on to explain to Nicodemus, listen to yourself, Nicodemus. You're supposed to be a wise man in this. You are. You're supposed to be very wise. What are you saying? John said this many times. There's life and death in the power of the tongue. What are you saying? Listen to yourself. Are you speaking spiritual life? Or are you speaking your problems? That's how you know if you walk in the Spirit. If you're speaking Scripture, or as the wind goes, what does it matter? Then you're speaking Spirit. But if you're speaking all your enemies and all your problems and whys and things like that, we speak what we know. We don't know how the Spirit even works. We ain't learned yet. We have not got it nailed down yet. We are walking in flesh. We are savoring the things that be of man. We are not denying self and saying, God, however your wind carries me, let it carry me. That's how the Spirit moves. He moves and He blows. He goes back and forth. And He does these things. He's working constantly, moving back and forth. Just as the Spirit is moving in this place right now, back and forth. Going all as He will, to and fro, to anybody that will accept Him. His eyes is looking down upon people right now. He's looking down upon people to has a heart that wants to do